Hello? Okay. Oh, that's intro music. Okay.
Hello, hello, and welcome to another great episode of Health Reclaimed. I'm Suzanne, your host. This is a show where we give the spotlight to people who have chosen to take control of and responsibility for their own health, have gotten on a science-based, clinically verified, and proven nutritional supplementation program with Youngevity, and who have a story to tell because of it. For those unfamiliar with Youngevity, it is a company started by Dr. Joel Wallach, who has a Bachelor of Science. He's a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine and a naturopathic doctor, and he's a true pioneer in biomedical and nutritional research, whose work is featured in the Smithsonian, and who has successfully sued the FDA not once but twice for the right to make truthful, qualified health claims with regard to the therapeutic benefits of EFAs and selenium. He has over 45 years of biomedical research experience. He received $25 million in government funding to perform his research. He has performed 26,000 autopsies, 10 million blood chemistries and histopathologies, and he is the Paul Revere and Albert Einstein of natural health and nutritional supplementation of our day. And I'm thrilled to be a part of his Youngevity company and organization and to bring you these success stories like the one you're about to hear today. But before we begin, remember, your health is your responsibility, so everything you hear on this show today is for your entertainment and informational purposes only and is not to be construed as medical advice. Before I bring on my guest, a few notes. So the guest I'm going to have on today, hopefully, is going to be talking about her weight loss success. So I looked up a few statistics on obesity in our nation, and it's quite shocking. Nationally, we spend $190 billion a year in additional medical spending as a result of obesity, or that equals 20.6% of U.S. healthcare expenditures. Nearly 10%, or $147 billion of medical spending in 2008, can be traced to one factor, that being obesity, almost doubling in the past decade. Obesity has been linked to increased incidence of diabetes, coronary heart disease, myocardial infarctions, which is heart attack, strokes, kidney failure, liver disease, cancer, arthritis, atherosclerosis, hypertension, and many, many more. It has also added increased cost to business. It is estimated that the obesity epidemic costs our nation $117 billion per year in direct medical expenses and indirect costs, including lost productivity. More than 85% of all diabetes cases are due to obesity and being overweight. More than 70% of all heart-related disease is heavily correlated with being overweight and or obese. Almost 45% of all breast and colon cancer cases are heavily related to obesity, and on it goes. And then there's this headline from marketresearch.com: spending on weight loss products to reach more than $134 billion in 2014. spending on weight loss products to reach more than $134 billion in 2014. In 2009, the market for weight loss products and services was worth nearly $121 billion. It is anticipated that this market will expand at a compound annual growth rate of 2.2% until 2014, reaching $134 billion. Foods and beverages account for $79 billion of this, or did account for $79 billion expenditure in 2009. The total U.S. weight loss market revenues for 2010 were $60.9 billion. We spend some $19 billion a year on gym memberships. So, what does this tell us? Is it that Americans are just lazy and they just aren't trying to lose weight? No. We're spending $19 billion a year on gym memberships. People want to lose weight. In the majority of cases, it comes down to one thing and one thing only, and it's the one thing that most people don't correlate with the obesity epidemic, and that is nutritional deficiency. Obesity is plain and simple the result of a lack of proper nutrition, causing the person to feel hungry all the time, causing them to overeat. You fill your nutritional tank with all 90 of the required vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, and amino acids that the body requires, and then you don't feel hungry, and then you don't overeat, and you lose weight. Well, one person who has figured this out and who has gotten on board with the Youngevity Nutritional Program is my first and only guest for today, Miss Katie Reynolds-Gubitos, coming to us from South Carolina. One moment. Miss Katie, are you with us? Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I found your name. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Did I pronounce your name wrong? Was it Katie Reynolds-Gubitos?
Gubitos, yep, that's right.
Okay, super. So, Katie, so nice to finally speak with you. I see you on Facebook a lot, and you post a lot of your beautiful pictures. You're a beautiful person. Yes, for those who are not familiar with you, how about you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself? Wherever you want to start, you can give us background on what you were facing in terms of your health, how you got started with Youngevity, wherever you'd like to begin.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the call this morning. I'm very, very honored that you asked me to join you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you so much. And you're so inspiring and helpful with this, even just the past month that I've been in connection with you. So thank you so much. It really does help me very much every day to see motivation all across the board from all of these wonderful people who I can't wait to actually, hug you all in person one day. But so I'm going to start off with I basically started my healthy lifestyle and changing my ways and was introduced to Youngevity. Well, first of all, I was actually introduced to Youngevity about a year ago, and I, like a lot of other people, was not on board right away. I was injured. I was in first of all, I was in an accident, and then I re-injured myself by just something simple. I was washing my dog, and I slipped, and I hurt my back, and I was in a really bad place, and I gained a bunch of weight being home and injured for about a year. I put on 100 pounds in a year, which people can't believe that actually that's a person. That's a little bit larger than my sister, which is a person. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty amazing to me in a bad way. I can't believe that happened to me. However, during that time, I was, in a really bad place. The doctors were putting me on pain pills, and then I got depressed, putting on about 50 pounds at that point, and he said, okay, well, we'll get you on antidepressants, and which probably helped and aided in me gaining more weight. and just in a really bad place. I had a lot of people in my life that wanted me to get better, and I wasn't having it. No, this will never work for me, and I ended up moving from New York to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and that's when I don't know, just something clicked in my brain, and I got a call from, my mentor, and she kept trying the whole time, and she says, Katie, just try it, just try it. And I had my sister on the products for a year, and I saw her change into a completely different person attitude-wise. She also lost a bunch of weight and just overall healthy. Wow. She's 41 years old, and she probably looks in her 30s from these products. It's just amazing. So I started on board in February. I took it for a month, and the first 2 weeks I lost, first 2 weeks I lost 10 pounds on the Healthy Start pack.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe it. I was just like, why do I feel so good? I don't understand. Mm-hmm. But I knew it felt good. And I started meeting people and learning about putting proper things in my body while being on the Healthy Start pack, which I'm sure you know, and everybody knows that's on board with this. And they started doing gluten-free. And I said, what's going on? I'm starting to feel great. And I took myself off of the pain pills and the antidepressants because they weren't doing any good for me. Maybe they do good for others, but for me it actually was not helping at all. So with taking myself off that, I started to feel even better. Lost a lot of bloating in my face, and started walking on the beach for that first month. And with the Healthy Start pack, I said, okay, well, I have the energy, and I started to notice less pain in I had this very bad sciatica and bulging discs, and I said, this has to be something that's in this Healthy Start pack because nothing else helped, including the, pain pills they were prescribing me and everything. So after a month on Healthy Start, I was down 20 pounds. So I said, wow, this is great, you know what I mean? And I was introduced to, just incorporating more, I wasn't exercising excessively. Obviously, I couldn't. I just was getting out of the depression, kind of, I tell people, and the products themselves were doing all of the work, which was wonderful. And then I actually, at that point, I was probably, March, April-ish, I was down the 30-pound mark, and I said, wow, this is incredible. And my husband just kept saying, this is amazing. You're just like a completely different person, because if anybody knew me, I was always a bubbly, happy person, and I was not.
And you looked it in your pictures.
And you know what? A picture says a lot, but inside, if you look at my old pictures, it wasn't, and even my best friend's on the line right now, and I know she's listening. She knows me since I'm 9 years old, and she knows she came to my house one day, and I was injured, and she's like, well, where's my Katie? I wasn't Katie anymore, that they knew who I was. So this obviously, I was a completely changed person from the 2 months on the product. And then after that, I said to myself, I was talking to a lot of people, and I said, wow, this ASAP thing, what is this ASAP thing? Because obviously this injury was putting a lot of weight. Had put a lot of weight on me, and when you're 100 pounds overweight, 30 pounds is great, but you want to hit that mark quicker.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And I just came into my life, and I said, I'll do anything. I'm so dedicated now that I'm starting to feel good. And I tell my clients that I have on this, you're on this for 2 days, you feel a difference, just a Healthy Start pack. So I started it probably about, so that was May 28th, I started the ASAP program. And then I lost another 30 pounds in 30 days. And then from then till now, I'm on my maintenance, and I still lost a few pounds here and there. So I'm down 64 pounds since February on the Youngevity product in general. So it's been a journey, and I have that 100-pound mark to get to, but it's now more than half. So, it's still amazing to me that, in that short amount of time. But the other thing I'll tell you
5 months.
5 months. The other thing I'll tell you is this, that people tell me a lot, well, this is so quick, and I tell people 2 things. One, yes, it is quick, but I was in a big red zone for a lot of serious ailments or diseases that I could have gotten from being so excessively overweight, that this quickness that people, oh, well, that can't be possible, that's unhealthy. And what I tell people is this, it was unhealthy for me to be that heavy, number one.
Right.
And number two, everything that we're doing with this program is, it's one, it's all natural. And I tell people when they go, is it bad for me? I said, is a bowl of spinach bad for you? And then they laugh, but I'm serious. And the nutrition that I'm fueling my body with alongside of this calorie intake, that's the kicker. That's what people don't get. They're like, well, I don't understand. You could eat such little amount of food. Is that okay? And yes, it's perfectly okay because I'm nutrifying my body every single day. And I just feel great. I'm excited to start after my maintenance, I'll do another round. And I really expect to get the goal by even September, which is really amazing, But I do. Overall, my attitude's changed. I'm a different person. I'm the girl that I was meant to be. And I really tell people all the time, this company saved my life. This is no gimmick. I'm a real person. And I couldn't be happier. I'm really happy to wake up every day.
I can hear it in your voice. You exude happiness and vitality. That's awesome. So you said your sister also, she has been on the products and she lost a lot of weight as well?
Oh, yeah, she actually lost, she did it in a different way. She didn't have like an excessive amount to lose, but she's a businesswoman and, she works all hours of the night and she would, calling me and having dinner at 11 o'clock at night. And she said, she was introduced to the product and she said, I just took it for a year. And just the weight, my mom says she always remembers we were at a family function, and she goes, when did my daughter get so little? Because we have a large family. My other sister's just this tiny, tiny thing, but she's always been very big on health, the other sister. And this one is just like, she's never was, we always say, you're not supposed to be big. And people don't realize that, like you were talking about the obesity and why we choose what we choose, and because we're craving the nutrients. And she just took the Healthy Start for 1 year. And it's funny because people ask her, or ask me rather, well, how people think, did she have any work done? And I said, yeah, she changed her lifestyle. Like, because her face looks different because she looks healthier. And she did lose weight, but she just lost it more slow. She probably lost about 30 pounds within the year, 35 pounds, which is amazing. And she's just overall healthy now and feels good. And, I got to tell you, for the year they tried with me, and I know people are out there listening and saying, well, I don't know if this would work. And all I'll tell you is this. We are real people. If I didn't, work in this company as far as, once I got introduced to the business aspect of it, I would still promote this just as much as you see me on Facebook every day, because I know the struggle and I know what it's like. And like I said, I am almost like reborn and have a new life again, because I was in a very, very bad place, and you don't think you're ever getting out of it. And I look forward to getting up now. I look forward to, getting emails or phone calls, and what do you want? Let's do it. And another thing is with this company is you work alongside of, I call it a weight loss coach or a health coach, because anybody and everybody who I've encountered during this, time in my life, everybody's always willing to help everybody, which is amazing. Even just that kick that you give me and say, on my Facebook or something like, Katie, you look great, or keep going. And that's what does it. That's I do that, and I tell everybody, you'll see me post. It's my own accountability. I tell people, if I have this online, who am I really if I'm not following suit? And just like myself, when I didn't think that I would, be able to stick to this, I saw these befores and afters and these transformation. I said, look at these people. There's a gentleman that's, was on an ASAP call with me, and he said he's in his 60s and he had lost something like 86 pounds. I said, if this man can do this, I can do it. And it inspired me. And we actually stay in touch now, and he, inspires me. I inspire him. And another thing I'll tell people is they get up, people say, well, what do we do after? And you got to accept this as a new lifestyle completely. It's not a there's after. There's no quick fix. I made the decision to change my lifestyle completely. So there is an after, and the after is the maintenance, and then learning how to eat again, and learning how to take care of yourself. And that's the best answer I can give to that. As someone, even yourself, I've seen your pictures, and it might not be, you might not have, and I tell people it's not all about people who need to lose weight. You can be a perfect weight and still not healthy. You have to still take care of the inside.
Isn't that the truth?
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah. I mean, I've been thin my whole life, but I haven't been healthy. I'm recovering. I mean, you wouldn't know it just by looking at me. I look very healthy. I'm thin. I look fit, but I have osteoporosis.
Right.
I have severe. I mean, you don't know what's going on inside your body until something snaps or.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, I feel great. I have no pain. I went jogging this morning.
Awesome.
So yeah, Youngevity does it for me too. And I used to take these shellac supplement pills, like I don't want to say any name brands, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, yes.
And I thought I was healthy because I was supplementing, but well, they didn't do too much good for me now, did they?
Right. It is amazing. I mean, and I'm sure that, how long have you been on the products?
About 2 years now.
It's so amazing.
And I'll never stop.
I spoke to a gentleman who tells me he's on 14 years or 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's so amazing, like, when you hear that, because I tell people I'm only on them since February, and they're like, wow, not just the weight loss. I feel so good inside, and I can't explain that. And I'll never tell people to go off of their medicine. That's the decision they have to make. But I, for myself, not having anything, I'd say toxic because, it was just not helping me whatsoever, is a good feeling, is a really good feeling. And, everybody says, is this going to make me jittery, or is this going to make me this? And I laugh because when a doctor prescribes something, they never go and say, well, what's in this? Can you tell me the back of the bottle? Like we check the food label. Nobody looks at, what's inside of this thing that they were just prescribed. But that's okay, and we have an answer for that because we are very descriptive in Youngevity and telling you everything that's in this. But I will tell you this, as far as what we were saying with the osteo, I could touch on my back injury a lot. Not just my back injury. From being overweight, I had a lot of knee problems. And it's just kind of funny because this happened recently. My husband was helping me. Can you help me stretch? Because I have my legs with the sciatica and stuff like that. I still like to, stretch. And he goes, oh, my goodness, I can't believe this. And I was like, what? He goes, your knees, they're not cracking like, potato chips. You hear that. It's gone. It is gone.
Wow.
It is gone, and that's amazing because that was there all the time. So there's other things. Yeah, and there's other things that I'm discovering now. I'm saying, wow, I never would have thought of that. I know that the inflammation has gone down from the osteo, but something like that they told me at the time, by 40, which I'm 33, and I feel 23, but at 40, you're going to need a knee replacement or 2 knee replacements. And I said, well, no, I'm not. Not anymore. I'm not going to let that happen. And that's what I'll tell callers, too, when you get all of that weight off of you, a lot of things start feeling better. Your back isn't hurting as much. You're not carrying that. I was carrying a child, I tell people, not a baby, but like a 12-year-old that's 60 pounds or something like that. So it's definitely it's been a really cool ride, and I'm excited to get to goal and to stay there and to just keep inspiring other people. You're absolutely right in what you said about the weight and why people. I really like to touch on that, why people are become obese. And it's not a thing that people should be embarrassed about anymore. I feel like people think, oh my God, it's so embarrassing that I'm this heavy. And we have an answer. And Dr. Wallach puts it so simply, like, oh yeah, we have an answer for that. You don't need to be obese. It's okay. Right. We got this. And when I heard that, I said, wow, I guess you're right. I guess we don't have to be, and I'm living proof that we don't have to be, and it's wonderful. It really is. ASAP has been so cool, getting on a scale every day and being down, pound to 1.5. Like, what? It's funny because after you're on it a while, you get a little spoiled and you go, I would call my best friend who's doing the same diet, who's doing fantastic. And Dawn, if you're out there, I'm proud of you. And she'll tell me, we call each other and she'll be like, oh, I'm only down 1.2. And I laugh. I say, maybe we're getting a little spoiled because it's only daily.
Right.
And we're saying 1.2 is amazing. So
right.
you have to
Anyone
be
else
proud of that.
It.
Yeah,
awesome.
Sure. For sure.
So you said you're on the ASAP and you had to decrease your calories. How many calories are you on? Do you count your calories every day?
I would say in the beginning I definitely did try to stay in that 500 mark, and you will realize with the choices, sometimes it becomes less when you're not even realizing, like just switching out, you can have like 93% lean beef, and I'll have like a piece of fish one night, but I never really deprived myself of, I still always had my 2, proteins in the day, 2 veggies, 2 fruits. A lot of people do the Melba toast is allowed on this diet. I wouldn't do that all the time. I try to stay away from the gluten because I also suffer from, or I did rather, suffer from anxiety. And I am noticing that I'm not a doctor, but I will tell people that getting myself off the gluten has helped tremendously with that. And I also take something from Youngevity called De-Stress, which has been amazing. I don't know. I will tell people that I look at it tell people like it's taking like chamomile tea or something. You just nice and calm. And that has been helping as well. But, yeah, I would say in the 500 calorie range. If you went up a little bit, 600 calories, something like that. But this is the other kicker. I never, ever, ever, if I felt hungry or tired or anything, I would always supplement, and they'll tell you that, if you had I blend up my stuff, and I put osteo and, tangerine, and I'll put a couple of strawberries in the morning. But at night, I'm a late night person, and if I ever felt like, I didn't have enough, or, I'm hungry still or something like that, I'd make like a nighttime tangy tangerine smoothie or something like that, which would definitely do it for me. And I didn't need any, I was fine. With the drops, though, I will tell you this, because I'm off the drops now for my maintenance, and it definitely does curb that appetite. And you're eating all good, wholesome food. A lot of people ask that too. What does Youngevity come with? Like, this is like we're not a program that comes with food. It's definitely, you can go to the supermarket and buy your food and everything like that. But I would stay in the calorie range. Sometimes they give you an alternative menu. Some people that don't eat meat, so there's always an answer. People say, look, well, I can't eat it, but you can, because there's always an option. There's people who have tons of different diets and stuff like that, but it's definitely doable. And the other thing is this: we are taught to believe that we always need more, and I think that's a lot of getting over half this diet. If you are overweight, is mental. You tell you, I can't. That's all I can eat, and you said, you're absolutely fine on that. You're going to survive. Dr. Glidden will tell you, as you probably know, that we pretty much can survive on the Healthy Start Pack and some protein, and we would be fine because there's so much vitamins and minerals, So that's another thing to think about. But, I felt good on it. The drops definitely helped. It's funny because I can't wait to start again. I'm just like, can this maintenance be over? Because I'm ready to see these 1.1 pounds down every day, But I know I'll get there. And just being more than halfway through it is amazing. Like my husband tells me, he says, this man is wonderful. He married me being in that suppressed stage, gaining 100 pounds. If people see my wedding pictures, you can see I was 100 pounds overweight, but now down 60, 66 almost pounds. And I said, wow, what an amazing man, because that's another thing that people don't realize. You're still a person. You might have put on the weight, but you're still you. And,
wow.
getting healthy is important for both of us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 33 and I probably feel 23. You know, it's amazing. And the other thing I'll tell people is having your family on this is another thing. We would never subject our family to anything harmful, obviously. And you can't get my family off of it. I call my mom's in New York and my dad, and my dad just beat cancer, and he's on the product. He's feeling amazing. Yeah, and that's another thing. Lord. Yeah, so much coolness going on all across the board. But, I have, my husband's on it, and he's never had problems with weight either. But it's not about that. It's about keeping your insides healthy, I tell people. And, it's been a cool ride. I can't wait to wish I could push the fast-forward button just in this one case to see the end of results. But then again, no, because every day is, every day is awesome. You don't want to do that, but it's definitely, it's been a ride. I got to tell you that. It's, I actually listened in on your call from last week, and I'm actually friends with the couple that you had on your show.
Oh, really?
I mean, I'm friends through Facebook, and I said, wow, how cool is this? You'd actually get to hear, what other people have been through, and it's just so inspiring. It truly is. And you just want to hug everybody.
I know.
You all feel this too.
Group hug.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many great people in Youngevity. Yeah, I just love it. Great support network and a lot of success stories out there. So when you met your husband, you were already you had gained the weight, or?
No, when I met my husband, I had gone up and down my whole life, but I had reached goal weight before when I met him. I was at my goal, and I had been injured, probably a month or so after that, and re-injured, I should say. So I gradually put it on. It's funny because we look back now, and I said, honey, do you remember me this big? And he's like, when you love somebody, Katie, you don't do that. You don't see that. He's like, but now, he's like, it is amazing. He's like, I look back now, and just small things like when he hugged me at my wedding, like he couldn't put his arms all the way around me. There's little victories that you say, wow, now my husband can put his arms around me, give me a real hug or something like that. He's the one who sits there and measures me and says, oh, my God, that's another thing people don't realize is I haven't measured the final, but 6.5 inches around your waist, and you're like, what? That's from ASAP alone. I mean, that's pretty amazing. And
wow.
I was at goal. I had finally got to where I wanted to be, and that was and this is what I'll tell people too. I had done it by just changing my diet, but I was never. I still didn't have the right things in my body. That's what I'll tell people. Like the proper nutrients weren't there. Just because maybe I took down some calories, that's fine. And I won't use, any programs that I use because I don't agree with them. A lot of people tell you that you can just, count calories, but you're still putting junk in your body, and that's the best way I'll put it. I won't tell you which program I use, but you're still putting junk like, it's okay to have a hot fudge sundae just as long as you don't eat tomorrow. Like, that's not a way to lose weight. But, yes, I'm never going to be a tiny girl. I am 5'9". My best friend is 4'11". We always laugh. We used to go out together, and she's this little thing. I'd put on heels, she'd put on heels, and she would look like my daughter. But it is funny. I am a bigger girl. My sisters are tiny, and that's why it's not. I always tell people it's not a perfect weight; it's a perfect health, and that's where I tell people that they get a little. Everybody's very big on the number on the scale, but it's really overall. You got to think about inches. You got to think about a lot of different aspects. You got to think about how much you can move your body again, and I just tell people my 100-pound goal because that to me would bring me back to where I was when my husband met me, and I was very healthy and feeling good inside. Well, I should say on the outside, but who knows what was going on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So now I know that at least I'm getting both. I know my insides are going to be good as well as, the outside and your whole overall attitude, for sure.
That's awesome. Wow, Katie. I'm so happy to finally speak with you, and that's a tremendous testimonial. I'm so proud of you, and I know you're going to reach your goal very, very soon.
Thank you so much.
Keep posting your pictures.
I'm going to. I have to tell you, sometimes I laugh and I say, I hope that, I used to say, oh, I hope that it doesn't bother anybody that I do this. And then I laugh and I say, well, what about the people that are on Facebook and then it's like, I hate my job, I hate my life, I hate my this, I hate my that. And I'm just like, I'm happy, So if you have something wrong with that, I always tell people I love the massive amounts of friends that request me all the time, but the ones that are out there that might get annoyed by, oh, she's always posting something. Well, you don't have to either look or you can take me off because I have about 500 other people who love hearing it. So that's what I tell people, and it inspires them too to keep getting their message out and not, worrying about what people might say because we're just in that type of world, but we have to still remain optimistic. And I think any person that's affiliated with Youngevity has the same overall attitude that, we're just happy and that's it.
I try. Yeah. Well, you see all my posts.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, you inspire me. And I think that's great. I think that we're just, there's a lot of things that comes along with the Youngevity family. And I think part of it is we are a family, and, everybody's willing to help somebody else. I'm helping a woman right now just through email and help with the program. She lives in Canada. Like, I had no idea that I would be helping someone, and she's not even affiliated with, and then people go, oh, well, it's because, you make money off them. No, I'm not making a dime off of her. She's with somebody else, but I know that I can help, and I guess someone referred her to me saying, well, Katie knows about ASAP, and I think that's so wonderful. Someone that I didn't even know, well, I did know through Facebook, said, well, contact her. She's great. I mean, that's an honor in itself. Like, wow, you think that of me? Okay, I'd love to help you out.
Sure. Yeah, that's the way it is. People just give freely. If they've had experiences, they love to share. They love to inform and inspire. I just love it. And you're an inspiration to me and to a whole lot of other people I know.
Thank you so much. And you're an inspiration to me as well.
Thank you, Katie. Well, before I let you go, I need you to give out your website and any other links that you would like people to visit. So people, if you're interested in getting started with the ASAP or any of the Youngevity products, please go to Katie's site, and she's going to give that to you right now. Go ahead, Katie.
Oh, sure. You can go to my site at my Youngevity webpage is K Reynolds, which is REYNOLDS, G as in giraffe, at my90forlife.com. And if you want to look for me on Facebook, my name on Facebook is Youngevity Katie, and I'm always willing to accept new friends and help you out and inspire you as you go along your journey with me as well. And thank you so much.
Great. And thank you, Katie. It's been great speaking to you, and keep up the great work.
I sure will. Thank you. I look forward to your posts.
Thanks. Same here. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Thank you.
And the opening music was entitled Middle of the Sun by Love Supine, and the outro music that you're about to hear is by Shirley Beans entitled Dead End Street, all available at opsound.org. And please check out Dr. Wallach's amazing books. He's written numerous. Some of them, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, his most famous, Passport to Aromatherapy, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, Hell's Kitchen, Immortality, Rare Earths, Forbidden Cures, God Bless America, and so many more, all available at Dr. Wallach's website, Dr. J. Wallach, that's WALLACH.com. And please visit Katie's site if you're interested in any of the Youngevity products. Again, that's www.my90forlife.com/KReynoldsG. And thank you so much for joining me. If you out there in the listening audience have a Youngevity success story that you would like to share in an upcoming episode, please send me a message via my website, which is www.way2health.my90forlife.com, or you can visit my blog. That's peakfitnessandnutrition.blogspot.com. Remember, aging is inevitable, but sickness is optional. Until next time, America.